Hey guys, Morgan's Maintenance, episode 26 of Guess the Trade, but first let's talk about episode 25. We looked at two different loadouts, the first one being One Car Garage. He had that Vito OT XXL, lots of really great tools inside of there. He also shared several of his M18 and M12 power tools. What was it that he did with those tools? He said that he is a journeyman elevator mechanic. I don't remember anybody guessing specifically elevator. There might have been one person, but several of you were kind of in the ballpark of that kind of a thing. So several of you guessed pretty well on that. The second loadout that we looked at was Paul Farrar. He had that DeWalt tote with several really nice hand tools inside of that. Also had a Festool drill. I want to say it was a CX while I'm filming this. I can't really remember. But what did he do with his tools? He said that he is a homeowner slash honeydew specialist. That's what he told me in his email. And I think he also replied to a few people in replies of their guesses as well. So that's what he does with his tools. Both of them had some really nice tools. If you haven't seen that, you might want to go back and check those out. I'm only going to look at one loadout today, and that is JTX Tools, and I'm only looking at one because he sent several pictures in. It's 26 pictures. He's got some Milwaukee Packout, also some Festool Sustainers, lots of tools all within those, so lots for us to look at. So I think one loadout today is going to be plenty. And then also, I hope I put these in the right order, because once I downloaded them, all the file names were just random things. So I hope I put them in the right order. If you do want to send me pictures, it is helpful if you like number them 1 through whatever, just so I know what order you might would want them shown in, because sometimes it makes more sense to show one with another. So I just did my best guess on this. I hope that that's all right, but we'll go ahead and jump into those. Let's look at JTX Tools and see if we can guess what it is that he does with those. So again, here's the outside of what we're going to look at is basically right here in the middle of the screen. 3 Festool Sustainers, a Milwaukee Packout crate, and then a rolling box, I believe that it is. Even though he's got a lot more going on in the background. He's got more Milwaukee, the drawers on dollies along with crates, more Festool Sustainers, lots of things in the background. We're primarily going to be looking at this in front of us, so we'll go to the next picture. Here's kind of a side view of those Sustainers. So it is a rolling box. He's also got a tape type dispenser built onto it down here. He's got electrical tape, plumbing tape, painter's tape, duct tape, some of that aluminum foil type tape. So lots of different tapes there to do different things. Also has some wood glue up there in the corner. Next picture, so he's got a fire extinguisher. Also, it looks like a couple hammers inside of there. And then over here, he's got some sort of a pouch. I don't know what's inside that. Maybe we're going to see. Maybe that's his first aid kit or something like that. And then he's got these, it looks like just rubber or kneeling pad type stuff. I don't know if he's got that on there just to keep from bumping the back of this pack out, or if he takes those off and use them for something specific. But he's got those there as well. Let's see, we'll go to the next picture. And sometimes you guys will see me zoom like this. I have to do that to be able to scroll to the next picture. So here's one of the Festool Sustainers, and I kind of, this is where the pictures come into play. I kind of guess which one might go with the other, you know, with whatever the tool is on the inside of it. This one has several drill bits, but they're the regular shank type drill bits, so lots of, looks like the same sizes. So he's got quite a few drill bits. He's got some masonry ones over here. So we'll get inside of here. I put him with this one because he had some other drill bits over here. He's got some spade bits, also some other of that same type of drill bits over here to the side, a long drill bit. Looks like over here he's got some wall anchors. Those are kind of like the toggle bolts where you put them in and break off the end on them. But I saw that this drill, and again, I know nothing about Festool drills, so you guys can probably comment more so than me on them. This looks like it's the TCP 18-4. But it looks like it takes different heads to me, and this one has a chuck right there, so that's why I assume maybe this one went with those drill bits. He's also got some Tapcons inside of there, so again, that would go with those masonry bits. Maybe there's another head that goes on it that fits inside of that slot right there. But that's Festool, again, TPC 18-4. It looks like it's kind of a multi-head tool. Going to the next picture. This one had drill bits and stuff as well, so he's got some centering bits over here, also some countersink type bits. You get into the middle there, he's got a Vera wrap adapter along with a Vera insulated gripper and several locking bit adapters, it looks like. But then all these drill bits, he's got some of the drywall dimplers, some other ones, they all had a 1/4-inch shaft on them. So that's why I put them with this tool. I assume maybe it goes with this one because this one's got drywall screws. I can't tell what's inside of this case right down in there. I'm not real sure what that is. But this one looked more like to me that it was like a impact type chuck. So this is the TID 18. And again, I don't know anything about Festool, so your guess is as good as mine. But it looks like to me this would maybe be an impact driver, so those bits would work within this one. So maybe that's what this one goes with. But he's got the TID 18 as well. Next picture, so here's some oscillating tool blades. He's got some of those Diablos. I'm wanting to buy those and try them out. I really like the Milwaukee ones. They perform better than any of the cheaper ones. Like I buy them on Amazon and places like that. If I'm just going to burn through them for something that I know is just going to totally toast them the first time I use them, I'll use some cheap ones. But so far the Milwaukee ones have worked really well for me. They've been the best store brand one that I bought. But I haven't tried any of the new Milwaukee ones, those nitrous or whatever they are. And I also haven't tried any of the Diablo oscillating tool blades. So let me know down in the comments below what you think about those JTX, and then also anybody else that's used some of the Diablos. I've been watching videos of them. They seem like they do pretty good, but I'd like to hear from you guys out in the field. What do you think about those? Do they work well? Let me know that in the comments below. But he's got those. He's also got some Festool ones over here. Next picture, again, I kind of put two and two together that those went with this oscillating tool, the OCS or OSC 18. So he's got that as well. I do like the fact that it looks like this has like a plunge thing that you can put on it. That would be super nice a lot of times for, if you need a specific cut and not, vary off of it at all. That might come in quite handy. So I like the idea of that. Let me know how that works, JTX, how well that works for you. Next picture. So now we're done with the Festool sustainers. It was actually supposed to be, I thought I had it labeled to where the next picture was going to be the crate, but his crate, so he has an adapter made. We'll get to it eventually, but he's got an adapter made that sits on top of the crate that those Festool sustainers sit on. His crate was empty, but now we're into the rolling box. So here's his lid. He's got a Klein Tools something in there, and then he's also got a Stanley 25-foot tape measure, and then here's a loadout of basically all his hand tools. And I don't know how he's got that in there, but it looks super nice. Like I don't know what kind of a wrap that is. It looks like it's some of those maybe bucket things that you put around buckets, and he's screwed those in, so that's pretty nice. And again, he's going to kind of break these out for us and get us zoomed in. So there's that picture. I must have put it in the wrong order. So basically, he's got this crate with an adapter on top of it that his Festool sustainers lock into. And then now the next picture would be us being into his rolling toolbox. So again, he's got a Husky light. He's also got, I don't know what brand that light is, but it looks like that's got a flex head on it. And then there again is a Klein Tools something. I don't know for sure what that is. And a tape measure. And now we're going to get back into the rolling toolbox. We're going to go around kind of quadrant wise, but he's going to pull these tools out for us to look at too. So just to just give you an idea of how stuffed in there they are. And he likes the red, you can tell that, so he's kind of like me in that. So there's several pliers on this side, it looks like, along with an adjustable wrench up there that looks like maybe Baco, not sure, some snips, Icon something over there, Klein non-contact voltage tester, Sharpie, some sort of USB-C charging thing, it looks like. Next picture, so here's back in the back. He's got a Milwaukee meter bag with something in it. Also some PB Swiss screwdrivers. Lots of PB Swiss screwdrivers. So this looks like this is his screwdriver corner. Klein insulated as well. We'll move down a little bit and see what we can see over here. Socket rails. Some other screwdrivers in that corner. Bunch of parts bags down in there. So we'll go on. So here's this other side. So again, there's some socket rails. A couple of other PB Swiss. Let's see, scissors, Franklin sensor stud finder. That looks like a Bosch laser distance measurer down there. A couple pry bars. Here's the front side. So again, yeah, there's that Franklin Simpson stud finder, or Franklin sensor. I'll get it right eventually. Also a mirror, another Milwaukee case. I mean, he's got a lot of stuff stuffed inside this, which that rolling toolbox does hold a lot of things. I only put power tools in mine, but it holds some big power tools. I still really like the idea of whatever he's got going on. I'm interested. Again, I'm sure everybody's going to ask, is this like a bucket tool holder and you've taken it and stretched it around, and is it more than one, or couple of them put together, whatever it might be. I'm sure people are going to want to know that. So here's some of the tools that are down inside of that. So it looks like he's got, we'll start over here and kind of scroll over, Icon flush cuts, Icon pliers wrench. I'm just going to assume that that's an Icon, just regular slip joint plier. Some Doyle, Cobra style. I'm not sure what they call theirs. Also some Doyle end pinchers and some Doyle, I guess, what are you going to call those right there? It's got the, I can't remember what Knipex calls theirs. It's basically just a safety to where you don't mar up your end, but I don't know what the specific title of them is, but basically a bunch of Doyle and Icon tools. So again, let people know in the comments, JTX, what do you think about your Icon tools and Doyle tools, because you can definitely save some money with those. I haven't tried any of the Doyle stuff. I've started to buy the stripper once or twice because it looks like it'd be pretty nice, and in my mind, if you can get a lifetime warranty, and again, Harbor Freight still has that where you just walk in and swap out a tool. So if you get Doyle strippers, I don't know if a tool has to be broke if you take them in there, or if your strippers get dull, if you can just go in there and say, these strippers aren't stripping wire anymore, I'd like a new pair, and they just give you one. If anybody knows that, comment that down below. That's the way it used to work with Craftsman at Sears. You could just you buy yourself one pair of Craftsman strippers, you were set for life. I'm interested if Harbor Freight does that with Doyle. But continuing on, again, he's also got the Icon twin grip style, some Milwaukee strippers, some shears. I'm not sure what brand that is, but man, them handles are straight as an arrow, and I mean, no curve on them at all. I don't know what those are. Haven't seen that brand before. There's his adjustable wrench. Also some clamps right there. So that's part of his bag. That's probably that plier side. Over here we've got a Milwaukee torpedo level. Let's see, he's got an infrared thermometer. Also a Doyle scraper. Not Doyle, but an Icon scraper. Here's the thing that looked like a USB-C on the end, but I don't know if it did or not. It looks like it's some sort of a pencil, actually, so maybe that's just where you put lead in, and it wasn't USB-C. It looks like it's a pencil that takes that real flat lead. I'm not sure what the brand name is on that. And then he's got a Sharpie Pro. I like those better than the Inkzaws. He's also got a Klein non-contact voltage tester. Home Flex, I don't know what that is and what that does. I've not seen that before. Klein breaker finder, again, phenomenal tool right there, along with all the parts, extra pieces to go with it for certain situations. He's got another one of those pencils, a Pinka ink, and then he's also got, I don't know what brand this is. Is that the Unity or brand or something like that? That's those colors, or Kai Wheats. There's several meters that are this color on Amazon, so I'm not sure what brand that one is. Next picture, so he's got a paintbrush. Also has, looks like a small paintbrush, even smaller paintbrush up there. Plastic putty knife. Let's see, a small funnel, looks like on a carabiner. Also a Pika, almost looks like a awl type end on it, but maybe they just got one with that kind of a handle. This handle right here looks like it's one of those that maybe takes a bunch of different files. Also has a Wagner all stainless painter's tool. Let's see, pair of scissors, pry bar, a Franklin sensor stud finder. I'll get it right that time. Bosch laser level, so I was right on that. Painter's tool, he's got the spring tool down there. Also a torch, small torch, some zip ties, and then there's all his bit holders. He's got on a bunch of different little clamps or rings, or however you want to call those. I'm not sure what the technical term is for those ends, but he's got those. I guess he clips them on per job, whichever one he thinks he needs. So we'll go to the next picture. And by the way, this DeWalt table he's setting this on, I have bought two of those, or I think this is DeWalt. It could be the Tough Built ones, but I've got two of the DeWalt ones, and I really like those. So sockets over there, and again, all PB Swiss drivers other than that Klein right there, insulated. That's the flip insulated, I believe. Also has that little PB Swiss coin tool. I'm not sure what you ever use that for. I don't run into anything that takes it anyway. So snap-on, looks like takes several different attachments. Those are probably what all those are up there. So looks like it takes a 1/4 inch, possibly socket type end on it, 1/4 inch. Also has some PB Swiss Now I like this right here. I've not seen this, or is this a homemade thing? Almost looks like. I've not seen these PB Swiss tools before, so really interested in these. Almost looks like the Icon flex head ratchet inside of a PB Swiss, and then a Vera Cyclops inside of a PB Swiss. So I've not seen those. I'm interested in those to find out more about that. Next picture. So here's all those parts bags down in there. He's got drop cloth, vinyl gloves, broom and dustpan. Looks like a tripod as well. I don't know what those are. Those little something. I don't know. I'm not sure what those do. Also has, let's see, these little parts trays sometimes tell us a lot. So AA batteries, wire nuts and Wagos. Looks like some crimp connectors, maybe some anchors or like a staples type thing. Different screws inside of there. We get down into this one. We got more batteries, 9-volt battery, super glue it looks like, felt pads. Let's see, little razor blades and X-Acto knives, things like that. So that's what's all inside those little bags that were down inside of there. Next picture. So here is a Festool TID 18 out on the table. Again, here is, so this is everything I think that was in that sustainer, that one specific one. So here is that right angle adapter. That was kind of what was tucked down in there that we couldn't tell what it was, along with a step bit. A bunch of screws up there in the top, bunch of nut drivers, bits, adapters, pretty much everything that you'd need right there inside of a Husky bag, it looks like. So he's got some 1-inch self-tapper screws. He's also got 1 5/8 drywall screws, 1.5 inch number 12 flathead Phillips, or flathead Phillips, and then some, I can't tell what that says. Maybe it's 5/8, but it might be 1 5/8 deck mate. He's also got some 2-inch drywall screws as well. Also a step bit there. I don't know if I mentioned that. So next picture, here is a snap-on, I can't tell, SGOMA. I can't tell what the rest of that is right there, but it's an adapter, it looks like, of some sort. And then here's a snap-on screwdriver. I think that's the one that was in there. So again, that takes all sorts of different bits, I guess. It takes 1/4-inch stuff. So I don't have any other snap-on tools besides the Talon grip pliers, slip joints. I've got the small pair and the big pair. It's the only 2 snap-on tools I've ever bought. I don't see myself buying snap-on screwdrivers, even though Doc over at Last Best Tool, he loves those things. I know several other people that do. For spending that kind of money on one, it's probably not something I'm ever going to do, but I'm always interested in feedback from people. So if you swear by snap-on screwdrivers, comment that down below, but tell us why you like them, other than because it's got the snap-on name on them. I'm interested to hear your feedback. But I think that is his last picture. It is. There's his name. So again, let's go back through these. Snap-on screwdriver. Again, there's everything in probably his main box as far as his impact. That's probably the main tool that he uses, I would think. All his safety stuff, all his screwdrivers right there, several different tools, kind of electrical type stuff right there. All his hand tools as far as pliers and things like that. I'm interested in what this right here is. I'm just curious. And then also here it is loaded out. And I think the biggest question for a lot of people is, what is this you've got wrapped around the inside of it? I think this is a really good idea. I mean, for a job site thing, I mean, that's fantastic in my opinion. And then of course you get back to his entire stack. Looking at it from the outside, just so you get one last look at what we started with, is right there. But after you've taken a look at those, see if you can take a guess at what you think JTX Tools does with all those. A lot of really great tools inside of there. I really love that setup. If I was a person who, had a long distance from my truck, worked inside of a large job site day in and day out, I mean, that's a really good setup to have in my opinion, be able to roll that in and out of the job site. I do a lot of work where I'm just in and out of somebody's house, for hours at a time. Every now and then I do work on bigger jobs. But it's not worth the effort for me to have that stack in my truck all the time because, I just don't do it that often. So if you got questions for him, drop those down below. I really like his setup. Drop a comment down there what you think about that as well. Again, if you've got questions for him, ask those. But as always, I hope this video was interesting. Hope it helps in some way. You guys stay safe. Have a blessed day. See you on the next video.